Hello, this is AC Blender Tutorials. I'm continuing the tutorial on the spider. So up to now we've been using the exaggerated textures I made for the purpose of texture of UV mapping. So we're done with those, so I'm going to rename these textures so that it will load in the vanilla texture by default. So now let's get back to it. You can see we have the regular spider texture, or cave spider texture. And now let's get on to more of the traditional rigging. So the first thing I'm going to do is set up my layers. So with the rig selected in the armature tab, you'll see the layers for the rig. So I'm going to select all my mechanism bones. I'm going to remove those. I just pressed M and I'll assign them to this layer. So now I won't see them unless I've selected that layer. You could shift click drag, decide which layers you want on. So now I have the mechanism bones out of the way. And then another thing I'm going to do is work with bone groups. So with these you can color code your bones. So I'll do the left bones one color. So I can choose blue for the left, for the right I'll choose red. Then for the center bones I will choose green. I'm not going to assign any of the bones yet though, because right now I have color coding to know when there's a constraint on the bone. If I just assign these color sets, it'll remove that. So I'm going to wait before I jump into that. What I'm going to do now is start adding some more advanced rig functionality. So the first thing that I'm going to do is add a look target for the spider. So I'm just copy the head, turn my increment to grid snapping back on, and hold down Control. I usually leave it off and I hold Control while I'm using it so that I have more control over when it's snapping. Unwanted snapping is a real pain. So I position it there, and I've got my gizmo set to normal so I can see the orientation of the bones in edit mode. You see it matches the head, which is exactly what I want. So it will follow the axes correctly with the tracking. Now right now this bone is a child of the body. I don't want that. I want it to be a child of the root. Keep offset. So now when I move the body around, the look target will stay there. So I could do something like have the spider move while its head tracks an object. Very ominous. So now let's see. Right now there's I made the head control target here. Let's rename this. We're going to make this the head target, or we'll call it the look target. So I don't know why it decided to make the look target the parent of everything. That's weird. I don't want the body to be the child of the look target. The body is the child of the root. And so I don't know, this is just really weird the way that works. And it's not. Okay. Looks like that's what we want. Yep, looks good. I don't know why I did that, that's weird. But it's set up the way it should be. And so now let's add the constraint to the head. So we'll do pose, constraints, and we'll do add with target, and we will do track to. Okay, now we go to our constraint. We want the Y direction is the one that's going to be pointing to our target. We want the Z direction to be up, and we're going to use the target Z. That way when the bone rolls, the head will track the bone roll. We're going to do something a little bit different. We're going to also have this look target track the body. So you'll see what that's for in just a second. So do constraints, add a target, track to, and this is going to be also, we're going to use Y negative this time. because we don't want it to spin around and point to it. We want to keep this orientation. Target Z, Z up, the same settings as before. So now when you animate this, we select this bone, we can shut off all of our rotation constraints and our scale constraints on this bone so that you just control the position. And when you move the body, so the head tracks it, and then when you move the body, everything looks normal. Now, when you rotate the body, the head will rotate smoothly with the body. It's a little bit hung up there, but it does come through rather smoothly. There's no obnoxious snapping going on, where it just jumps from one area to the other. And that's good, that's what we want. So this sets up the look target. And now what we're going to do is we're going to set up some bones for animating. Let's see, what are we to describe it? We're going to be using some action constraints. So the way it's going to work is that we'll have a pre-made animation, and then you'll be able to adjust that animation using the rig, but you'll be able to, so it'll move your legs for you, but then you'll be able to animate on top of that. So this is a little bit different from what I was thinking of before. I decided to do it a little bit differently, so we have to put in a little bit more work now. And I'll explain a little bit into how it'll actually work. So if I were to add an animation constraint to this bone, when it's set, you won't be able to animate it. You'll be trying to fight. I don't remember if you'll be fighting the action constraint or if it just overrides it. I think it completely overrides it. So you won't be able to animate this while the animation is playing. So you could animate it or use the rig animation so it shows the walk cycle. But then let's say you wanted the leg to be up like this and bent down. Well, you can't do that because the animation action would be made for a straight leg, so you wouldn't be able to modify the animation. What you can do is you could animate a mechanism bone instead. So you could animate this bone, and then when you activate the animation action, it is going to move this bone to copy the animation of the mechanism bone. Now, the problem is when you do this, you're copying the rotation of the animation bone. Well, that's a copy rotation constraint, and when you're doing that, you can't animate it either. So you're back to the same issue we had before. So what do? Well, what you can do is you can set it so that this bone, and let me just go ahead and show you how this works. So let me make both of the bones visible. I'll select the leg 1 upper.r, and let me make this a child of the leg 1 mechanism.r. So P, or Control P, keep offset. Now I can move the mechanism bone. So when I have my animated bone here, I can do copy rotation, so my mechanism bone will copy the rotation, but then I can use my upper leg bone to move the leg away from it. And so what will happen is that it will be the parent bone that will be affected by the animation. Now I can't add the animation constraint directly to this bone, because then it won't be as easy to shut off and to manage. So what we're going to do is we're going to make the mechanism bones the parents to all of these bones, and then we're going to have another bone that actually takes up the animation constraint. All right, so let's get on to that. So let me got kind of a mess here. We'll reset all of this. And I'm going to do this mostly from the outliner. So I'll take my leg 2 upper. I'll do the keep offset. Keep offset. Leg 4, keep offset. Leg 1.L, mechanism.L, keep offset. Keep offset. Okay, so now I have all these bones set up. And now I need to create the animation bones. So let me go into the top view, select all my mechanism bones, duplicate them, right click to cancel. I'll move them to this last layer. Go to the last layer, and I actually want these to all be children of the, not the root, I want them to all be children of the body, just like all the other legs. And looks like, yeah, they're already children of the body. So now let's go through renaming them. So now I have mechanism.R. I'm going to make this ana.R for animation. And I'll copy these for all of my right bones. Now for my left bones. All right, so now I have all of those set up. And I need to set up the constraints. So in the armature, so here's my mechanism bones. Go back into pose mode. Let me select the animation bone. Then I'll select the mechanism bone. And now see if I can add the target, copy rotation. And we'll go to the copy rotation constraint. Oh yeah, it didn't work because I changed the selection. And we'll do X, Y, Z, replace, and we'll do local space. Because the bones are just completely overlapping. Get rid of that empty. I was hoping it'd work without me having all of them selected. So this is why I didn't assign them to the bone groups. Because now I can see that this bone is not constrained, whereas that one is. So I'll select my animation bone. Now I will select my mechanism bone. So this will be the leg 2. Pose, constraints, add with target, copy rotation. Default to local space. Now we can check it. So I can go adjust to my animation bones. See the leg moves. And the leg moves. Now what we can do is copy. So if I go to the constraints option, there's copy constraint to selected bones. So it copies the constraints to other select bones. So what I can do is try to remember exactly how this works. I think I do it like this. I think it does it with the active bone. Constraints. Okay, looks like no, the active bone with constraints for copying. Oh, obviously I'm selecting the animation bone as well. There we go. Okay, now these will not work because they're still referencing that same bone. So all I have to do is change what they reference. You can see how naming convention is so important here, because if you're not naming these carefully, then it'll just make your life a lot harder when you're having to go through and update all of these. Okay, so now we'll go into the animation layer, and I'll move all of these around. Just make sure that all the legs move. Okay, nope, there's one leg that's not moving. Armature mechanism, so this one's not moving. Leg 4 Anna.L. That looks like it should move, so let's find out why it's not. Oh, I must just missed selecting this one. Okay, so all of them work. Wow. Actually, maybe it wasn't. Okay, no, it was the different bone. It was number 3 that was missing. So 3, we'll check this one. Yeah. Leg 3. There we go, that's the issue. Back to our animation bones. Rotate. Okay, there we go. Now all of them are set up. And what we're going to have to do is go back through and eventually set up our action. But first, we're going to go through and set up all of our bone shapes. So actually, before I end this video, I almost forgot. Before we do that, let's go through. So I have just the layer 1 visible. You know, these don't need, players aren't going to be controlling those, so I'll just keep it here and only put the bones on the first layer into groups. So I'll assign this to the left. Actually, these are the right. These are the left. These are the center. Actually, I like the right, or the root bone, to be red, so I'm going to create another group specifically for the root bone. I'll set it to be red. So this is the same as the right side, but I just like the root bone to be red. Alright, so that's it. So in the next tutorial, we're going to be creating all of our bone shapes. So see you then. Bye.